I wouldn't be surprised if you've never heard of 424Ks. That's because even though they could save us from America's retirement crisis, they're never advertised. They have nothing to do with stocks, bonds, options, annuities, or anything else like that. But word of 424Ks is spreading thanks to the presentation you're seeing today. As this video goes viral, thousands of everyday Americans are waking up to the retirement option they've been missing. Some could even be collecting more income in retirement than they did working. Like Ray, a soon-to-be retiree who's using 424Ks to pocket an extra $21,000 per year. Or take Bruce, who's done a little better. Bruce says his 424Ks have generated over $100,000. The thing is that you too could open up a worry-free 424K starting with as little as $25. And it couldn't be easier. In fact, 424Ks could pay you 90 times more than ordinary dividends. Why are they called 424Ks? Well, just like the IRS Code 401 that allows employers to set up individual retirement pension plans, 401Ks, there's a similar rule 424 that authorizes certain companies to make these special accounts available even if you've never worked there a day in your life. Think about that. Public companies usually pay a measly 2 or 3% on their ordinary dividends. That's certainly not enough income to retire on. But that's not the case with their virtually unknown 424K programs. In fact, I found some of America's biggest companies paying holders of these accounts up to 5, 19, even 90 times more than their regular dividends. You could collect them for the rest of your life. And this is a fixed agreement, which means you know exactly how much you make going in. Your principal is substantially safer than it is in common stocks. You could withdraw your money at any point, and your payouts often flow in monthly. Some could pay up to 32% annually. That's 5 times more than even the best paying typical annuities. And your money is not tied up. 16 times more than standard S&P dividends, and unlike these dividends, the companies are contractually obligated to pay you. And 320 times more than your typical savings account. There's nothing else out there like it. 246 of America's biggest and most profitable companies offer this retirement program. And you could access these payouts with a very small investment while substantially cutting your risk. As Forbes writes, when it comes to creating retirement income, 424Ks are among the most underutilized investments that can help remedy the situation. And USA Today says that although 424Ks are a forgotten corner of Wall Street, investors need to know how to dig deeper to find out about these widely available but less obvious corporate investments. And that's why I've done the digging for you. And what I found is that it couldn't be easier. In order to start taking advantage of 424Ks today, all you need is 3 things: a brokerage account, $25 to start with, and a simple passcode instead of ticker symbols. Over the next few minutes, I'll reveal the passcode you need to access these potentially cash-gushing programs. I'll share with you the companies that are handing retirees 5, 19, and even 90 times bigger payouts, and I'll show you how much money you could expect to see over the course of your lifetime. But first, allow me to introduce myself and how I uncovered these 424K accounts. My name is Mitchell Clark, and I've spent the last 30 years immersed in the financial markets, uncovering obscure, highly lucrative ideas you likely won't hear about on CNBC or in the Wall Street Journal. It's this mission that ultimately took me from being a stockbroker at a large investment bank to my position as senior financial analyst at Lombardi Publishing Corporation, one of the largest independent investment research firms in the world. Here, I have the freedom to show my readers the most lucrative deals. But in all my decades in the markets, I've never come across anything quite like the 424k accounts. If you're retired or near retirement and need fixed, reliable income streams to pay for your expenses, or even if you plan to continue working and just want to supplement your paycheck with work-free income, then 424ks could be exactly what you've been waiting for. You see, if you're like most investors and own blue chip stocks or mutual funds, you're likely at best collecting ordinary dividends that pay 2 or 3%. But as incredible as it sounds, some of these same blue chip companies, solid, safe household American names, pay up to 90 times as much as their own dividends, with potentially lucrative perks unavailable to average shareholders. Here's a deposit from April of 2013. It's from a major American insurance firm. All you had to do to potentially collect this money was to get yourself a 424k from this insurance company. And in less than 9 months' time, you could have received this payout. In this case, your payout could have been a $4,388 gain on just a $10,000 investment. Some companies pay totals of up to $14,156 on their 424k holders, even as much as $21,788. My point is this: there are dozens of companies that offer these opportunities. Getting started with just $10,000 into each of 7 companies could have handed you average gains of $46,872 every year for the last 6 years. With 15 or more, you could easily pocket 6 figures. And remember, this income is virtually guaranteed at a fixed rate, often for life. As one former banker puts it, 424k payouts are as close to guaranteed as an equity investor can get, and they're offered by some of the biggest and most profitable companies out there. Companies with tons of cash flow, like a major energy company, which could have paid you out a total gain of $9,253 on a $10,000 investment. One of America's biggest banks, which could have paid you an average total of $8,661 last year with just $10,000 as your initial investment. Another major bank, which could have written you checks for $4,920 each year for the last 6 years on a $10,000 investment. One of the world's biggest utility companies, which could have paid you a gain of $14,156 with just $10,000 invested. An insurance company, which could have dished you out a gain of $4,388 on a $10,000 investment in less than 9 months. A bank, which could have turned a $10,000 investment into an average total of $9,108 every year for the last 6 years. And an industrial company, which could have forked over $21,788 in gains for every $10,000 invested. But there's no reason to stop there. In total, 246 companies offer this payout program. So, what exactly are 424k accounts, and why do they pay so much? 424ks are unlike anything you've ever seen before. They're a $500 billion niche of the market. That's a whole lot of cash hiding in plain sight. But there's nothing really complicated or dark about how they operate or why they exist. You see, there's no catch when it comes to 424ks. When companies need to raise money for a new project, expansion, or acquisition, they need financing from investors. And they simply can't do this with ordinary shares, because the more shares they issue, the lower the worth of all the shares becomes. It's called dilution. And that's why you'll never see Warren Buffett issue new shares for Berkshire Hathaway to buy a company. Thus, the invention of 424ks in the 19th century. Railroads, electric companies, and oil rigs started using 424ks to attract heavyweight investors. And the robber barons loved 424ks because it allowed them to attract other big investors without diluting control of their beloved companies. And that's why legendary names like Ford, DuPont, Mellon, and Rockefeller each owned 424Ks. As USA Today reports, 424Ks have been around since the late 1800s and have been a key holding for many old money families. And the Chicago Tribune even calls them an upper notch in the investor pecking order. Now, all this would be nothing more than just interesting history or nice to know what the big guys are doing if it wasn't for one simple fact. There's nothing legally preventing everyday investors from accessing these same lucrative payouts. It's just that they aren't advertised. Let me show you a few examples of how 424Ks work. A major energy company offers a 424K account right now. It costs less than $25 to start, the going rate for some of these plans. And investing $5,000 will return you a total of $888 in 8 separate payments. After the payments are complete, you could get back your $5,000 plus an extra predetermined bonus of $927. In total, then, you could put in $5,000 and get back $6,815, a 36% return in just 2 years. Not a bad deal, I'd say. And you don't have to invest $5,000. You could put in less or more. It's up to you. And remember, these 424K payments are guaranteed. I can't stress that enough. In the stock market, nothing's guaranteed. Not your dividends, not your principal. In this case, you know exactly how much you're going to make going in. Here's another reason why this is so much better than stocks. You could be protected if the stock market plummets. Let's look at this example. In March of 2014, a stock of a large American shipping company was trading for around $12. So you could have purchased 800 shares for $9,600. Well, here's what happened next. The stock dropped to $6. Your $9,600 holding would have only been worth $4,800, a crushing 50% loss, and that's awful. But during that exact same time period, the company offered 424Ks. If your $9,600 was in their 424K instead of their common stock, you could have actually been paid $858. That's a 9% return on your money while the company's stock declined 50%. And what's more, you wouldn't have lost a cent on your principal. Take a look. Here's another one. This investment bank was rocked coming out of the Great Recession, and over the course of 31 months, its stock price dropped by over 45%. If you invested $100,000 into traditional shares, you'd have lost nearly $46,000. On the other hand, if you'd taken that same $100,000 and put it into the company's 424K account, you'd have seen not only a solid appreciation of 32%, but also over $16,105 in guaranteed payouts. All told, you could walk away with your original investment plus $48,105. That's a 48% return. And all you had to do was follow my instructions, learn the 9-digit code, sign up for the 424K using your regular brokerage account, and then wait for the cash to come in. The great thing about 424Ks is that you could buy them through any old brokerage account. You just need the specific passcode every company creates for their 424K, as little as $25, and then you could be on your way to massive paydays every month. But you can't just close your eyes and blindly pick any 424K. It's important to be selective. For instance, the company that offers the plan matters. So does their status and investment grade. And that's why I've screened all 246 of these company-offered 424K retirement plans. And using my careful criteria, I've narrowed my selection down to just 3 424Ks offered by some of America's biggest and most profitable companies. And in my just released, hot off the press research report called 424K Accounts, America's Secret Retirement Income Plans, you'll find the names of these 3 companies and their 424k passcodes. Plus, my comprehensive 424k strategy showing you how to build a massive and safe 424k portfolio. Money you could use to become debt-free, to travel the world, or to simply enjoy the comfortable retirement you deserve. This report is valued at $95, which is a mere fraction of the income these income plans could generate for you each month. But the great thing I haven't mentioned yet is that you won't be charged a penny for my research report, 424k accounts, America's Secret Retirement Income Plans. It's yours, free of charge. All I ask is that you take a trial subscription to my financial advisory newsletter, Passive Monthly Income. Let me say right off the bat that passive monthly income is perfect if you're a few years away from retirement or already retired for good reason. Being a former bank stockbroker and now a senior financial analyst at Lombardi Publishing Corporation, I've been privy to the kind of sensitive financial information most people have never heard of. And 424k accounts are just one good example. With passive monthly income, I filter those kinds of income ideas to individuals like you because I know how difficult it is for folks to build a real nest egg to live comfortably during their golden years, as most investments are vulnerable to economic downturns and interest rates have been so low for so long. And I believe that true, worry-free retirement can only be achieved with investment vehicles that have a long track record of paying out rising income, immune to market turmoil. These 2 factors are the building blocks on which passive monthly income is founded. Let's face it, you need income ideas that are immune to the volatility of the stock market, American economy, and world economies. Investors watched over $7 trillion disappear during the financial mayhem of 2008. About $2 trillion belonged to the retirement savings accounts of Americans. And according to the Washington Post, it all evaporated in just 15 months. But not all was lost, at least not for a few lucky American investors who knew of 424k accounts during the financial crisis of 2008. And that's why we refer to 424k accounts as bulletproof here at Lombardi. That's the kind of investment you want to own, so you can sleep well at night knowing the money will keep coming in without worry. And that's why I created Passive Monthly Income. It's the only investment research service I know of that is focused on income ideas that keep paying you regardless of what happens in the market and the economy. In each monthly issue, I only discuss income ideas that have longevity and successful track records of returns of a minimum of 25 years. But apart from the blue chip 424k accounts, there are other secure, high-paying income plays that churn out solid dividends like 6%, 10%, and 13%. Through Passive Monthly Income, you'll get income ideas from companies in highly regulated markets that have remained immune to economic downturns. And that's why I want to send you my research report, 424k accounts, America's Secret Retirement Income Plans, with my compliments. In return, all I ask is for you to try Passive Monthly Income on a trial basis. Let me be clear. You're merely trying Passive Monthly Income to see if it's right for you. And my free report is hardly all you'll get with your trial subscription to Passive Monthly Income. Once your trial membership is activated, you'll get 6 monthly issues of Passive Monthly Income, each packed with safe, income-making ideas. Full access to my income portfolio. Besides 424Ks, you'll have access to other dividend plays, rising income plays, and royalty check programs in my portfolio. Action alert emails. These quick emails are designed to help you maximize your profits on income investments I've recommended. If you ever have any questions, we have a support staff of over 20 people on the phone ready to deal with any queries you may have. And now here's the best part. 1 full year of Passive Monthly Income is $295. That's the regular price. But in light of the retirement crisis hitting America today, I know every dollar counts. That's why my publisher is willing to make you this special offer. You won't pay the regular price of $295 for my Passive Monthly Income letter, or even the first-time subscriber introductory price of $195. All I ask for you to test drive Passive Monthly Income and everything I've mentioned in this presentation is a commitment of just $7. Once you sign up, I'll rush your research report, 424K accounts, America's Secret Retirement Income Plans, directly to your email inbox, along with your first issue of Passive Monthly Income. Take 30 days to review that first issue and your special report. If within those 30 days you decide you don't want to continue with my Passive Monthly Income newsletter, just call or email us to cancel, and that will be it. But you keep your first issue of Passive Monthly Income and your free report, 424K accounts, America's Secret Retirement Income Plans. Now, if I don't hear from you within that 30-day window, I'll go ahead and charge your credit card the discounted rate of $90 to cover the balance of your 6-month subscription to Passive Monthly Income. And in case you decide to cancel after that, you can still get a refund on your remaining subscription costs, no questions asked. I can't be fairer than that. But now it's your turn. You have to make the right decision today to ensure your retirement days are golden. In this presentation, you've seen everyday people use 424K accounts to collect steady annual incomes. And the great thing is, once you're enrolled, payouts from 424Ks are deposited right into your private account. While it would be wrong to tell you exactly how much you could collect monthly, because that will solely depend on how much you begin your plan with, one thing is certain. You have to get your name added to a plan right away. All you have to do to get started is click the link below. It will take you to our secure order page where you can read a summary of everything I've just said before you place your order. So don't waste another moment on this. Your retirement and income depend on your actions today. Click the link below now.